Welcome to Classroom Chronicles and Jeep Moments. This is so exciting for me because of the fact that it's something that I've always wanted to do. This is Season 1, Episode 1. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a teacher, and this is my Jeep that I'm in. I'm in my Jeep. And this is where I usually, after a long day of work, I come and I slow down and I just take a breath. And I think about all the things that has happened throughout the day. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good, and some of them are, well, you know. But let me tell you about what's going to be happening. Each episode, I am going to be talking about just some real classroom moments and some things that's happened to me and some of my colleagues, some stories that we always tell, and we always say, you know what, we need to write a book about that, right? So, yeah, and also some Jeep joy moments as well, because, hello, I'm in my Jeep, right? You know, being a teacher is a calling. I believe it is. And it is difficult at times, but we can do it. And we all deserve joy in our lives. And so, whatever car you are in, I want you to take a deep breath. Wait a minute, you didn't do that. Come on, take a deep breath now. Take a deep breath with me. Remember, the day is over because we're going to find some joy. So please, take this ride with me. Hey, I forgot to tell you what this episode's going to be about. Well, you know, some days are good. Some days are not so good. Some days are messy. And some days are, well, you know, we're not going to talk about that, okay? But I do want to ask you a question. Have you ever had a lesson plan that completely just fell apart before lunch? Or not even before lunch, just you came in, you knew you had it going on, right? You was happy, and it's like the first hour, things just didn't go well. I know you did. If you've been teaching for just this amount of time, I know you can relate to what I'm talking about. So if you have, this episode is for you. But before we get into that, I'm going to do a little bit of Jeep moments. And I am looking off to the side a little bit because of the fact that there's some parallel between having a Jeep and being an educator, okay? And I just want to make sure that I get it right. So Jeep life isn't about where you're going. It's about how you move throughout your day. And that is important as an educator as well. How we move throughout our day makes a difference. When we come in, our mindset, it makes a difference. It really do. Also, having a Jeep, the one that I have, you sit high, right? Now, you may not be able to see my Jeep, but those of you who know my Jeep, you know I am sitting high, right? And you just kind of feel like, yes, I got it going on. And that's the way how we should be feeling as teachers. We got it going on because we know what we're doing. We really do. We really do. And it's also, it's about how we feel about ourselves as well. And I just want to make sure that I encourage everybody who's in this field that we have it. And Jeep life makes regular days feel intentional also. And that's something that we have to also do as educators. We have to make sure that whatever it is that we are doing, how we are teaching, it needs to be intentional. We can't just do a flyby in the seat of your pants. We really can't do that because that means that we're not prepared. And we all know that we are prepared, right? We are prepared. We are. And so that's just my little Jeep moment, you know. We just have to have joy. I am a strong believer that we just have to have joy regardless of what goes on. I already know. When I get up in the morning time, I'm just like, Lord, okay, I know you have already gone before me. I know that whatever doors that is trying to close, it's going to open. Why? Because you've already been there. And things are going to happen. They are going to happen. But it's going to be okay. So, that is my little Jeep moment. Okay, so let me tell you about my day. Or was it about me? Could have been about somebody else. You know what? I'm gonna say it's about me. I'm just gonna say this little story right here is about me. I walked in one day. I was confident. I was feeling good. My lesson plans were printed. All the manipulatives were ready. The objectives was on the board. Everything was just the way I was supposed to be, right? You know that feeling you get when you know you got it going on. You know, some days you just feel good. You just feel good. You just know that everything's good. Everything's good. Lesson solid, clear objective, engaging activities, built-in discussion, everything. Okay, all right. Story's kind of about me a little bit. Okay. I was in the 5th grade and 5th grade teacher, and we were blocking. And when that first group came in, something was off. The energy was off. The children were asking questions. Things just wasn't feeling right. My technology, it wasn't going well. The smart board wasn't working, and everything that I had planned just wasn't going well. And I found myself redirecting. It was like it was becoming like a discipline type thing. And I finally just said, you know what? I got to do this, right? You know how we do. We're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to change anything because I spent too much time on these lesson plans. I'm not changing anything. No, these children are going to learn. They're going to learn today. Right? But then I felt myself struggling. And I was like, why am I struggling? Why am I struggling? I took a deep breath. And I just said, okay, I'm going to have to change it. And so what I did was some of my lessons that I had written on paper that looked really good. And I was like, yes, this is going to be good. It just wasn't working. In real life, it just did not work. And sometimes that happens. It just don't work. And so I just changed up some things. I allowed the children to, because of the fact that my technology wasn't working anyway. So we just had more of a discussion. Things were going pretty well, despite it wasn't on paper. It wasn't a part of my lesson plan anyway. Sometimes also in life, we have to make adjustments. We do. We just got to make adjustments. And that's what I had to do that day. I had to make adjustments. I talked less, allowed the children to take the lead. And guess what? It worked. It worked. It really did. And you know what? That's the thing about teaching. And again, I'm going to correlate it to Jeep. You can't map out everything. I know sometimes, we have our GPS and it's like telling us to go here and there, whatever. But sometimes that GPS, you look around and next thing you know, you're like, wait a minute, there's supposed to be a road up ahead. And it's not. Or there's supposed to be a street. Or there's supposed to be, but it's not. And then that's where you have to use your, okay? And you just have to just say, okay, you know what? This is not working. I know I need to go make a left. I need to make a right. I need to. And that's what we have to do as educators. Yes, we make our lessons. We do our planning. But then we have to have enough common sense to adjust when things are not working. We have to adjust our mindset. And that's the way how teaching is. If your lesson goes rogue, guess what? It's okay. It is okay. Always remember, do not allow it to get to you where your heart is pounding and you getting high blood pressure and you're getting sick. Because I know too many good teachers that are getting sick because they're trying to make sure they're saying, you know what, I did this lesson plan and we're going to stick with this lesson plan because we did it. We are. But you know what, sometimes when that lesson plan go rogue and it don't go the way how we want it to go, sometimes those are the best lessons because we learn too. We learn we got to let go and let God, you know? And it's okay. It is okay. So, yeah, that was about me. That was something that happened about me. But it was a lesson that taught me that it's okay. And to always have joy. And I want everybody to know that it's okay. Always keep your joy. Always keep your joy, regardless of what goes on throughout the day. Because God got you. So I thank you so much for this ride with me, and I'm hoping that it was inspirational and you got something from it. And until next time, whatever car you are in, don't forget, stop. Once you get in your car, you just stop, take a breather. You could turn your music on, just kind of sit for a little bit. Sit. Just like sometimes with food, you gotta let it rest. Just sit for a little bit. Just sit. And enjoy the ride. Okay, hey. All right, here's today's takeaway. If the lesson goes rogue, it doesn't mean that you failed. It meant that you were present enough to respond. Ooh. Snap, snap, snap. Success isn't always sticking to the plan. It's knowing when to let go. Ooh. Snap, 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 snap. Now, what I would love for you to do, because I want this to be a community, okay? What I would love for you to do is in the comments, can you just tell me like one thing that might have happened to you when you're like, girl, I know. Yes, you're shaking your head. You're like, yes, yes. I remember the time when. If you could just put that in the comment. If you could say, yes, I get it. Girl, I was right there. This happened today. If you could do that for me, I would love it. I would love it. Because I want us to be a community, okay? I want us to be a family. And I thank you so much. And please, 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 hit that subscribe button, okay? Because when that next episode hit, you're going to be like, okay, girl, yes, yes. So you take care and you enjoy your ride home. This has been Classroom Chronicles and Jeep Moments. And remember, if you've ever had a lesson plan gone rogue, it's okay. You're not alone. We are all here with you. I'll see you next ride.